What are you doing?
This is the pig I've been sleeping with.
That's a duck.
I wasn't talking to you.
God damn, I look motherfucking good. Eating you bitches up. I'm talking about eating you bitches up.
The original standard for being transgender was being diagnosed with gender dysphoria, which is a legitimate condition. And now it's being, oh, however way you feel. So if you feel on Tuesday you're a woman and on Thursday you're a pizza, that's perfectly valid. But to you, that's ridiculous. And I want to know why that is ridiculous. We should be talking about actual women on International Women's Day. That's not crazy.
I mean, I agree. I think, but your idea of an actual woman.
The chromosomes.
It's an adult female. It's not difficult.
The chromosomes are a pretty good indication.
I don't think you have to be biologically female to identify.
Then you are wrong, because then I can identify as a fox.
Yeah.
But again, it's kind of an absurd point.
Biological male, biological female. Two sexes, yeah? That's it. If you're a biological male and you want to pretend to be a woman, because that's all it is, you're pretending, then go ahead and do that. But I don't want to see biological males in women's sports, because that's obviously unfair. And this whole feminist movement seems to support it, and they try and say, oh, what, you're trying to say that women aren't as strong as men? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Generally speaking, men are way stronger than women. That's why you're not going to see a biological woman become a male and go into men's sports and dominate. It's never going to happen. But we're seeing it the other way around multiple times. So actually, by saying you're against this, you're actually supporting women because you want women to have a fair playing field when they're doing things like sports. This is why this whole feminist movement who support this, it doesn't make any sense. You shouldn't be supporting this. And again, when they're teaching it to kids in school, you don't need to do that, because a lot of these people, they're just pushing their own insecurities and their own ideologies onto these young kids who don't know any different.
A man who calls himself trans is wearing woman face no different than I would wear black face trying to be a black person.
I understand. And
it's assuming an identity that isn't yours.
On that specific example, I think it's the intention behind it.
The intention is completely irrelevant. It's the action that we must judge.
Exactly.
Correct?
Well,
so if somebody robs a bank because they're poor, they should still go to jail regardless if they're poor or rich. If somebody appropriates a womanhood identity, they could say, well, I just wanted to be happy, or I just wanted to win the NCAA championship because I wasn't able to compete against men. We should call them a cheater. So their intent, he said, not she. He said on ESPN this weekend,
Thomas. Yep.
I just wanted to be happy. Oh, I'm sure there's a lot of happy cheaters out there. That's why we have standards.
Preach.
I feel like you're giving a lot more malicious intent to these individuals.
But it's irrelevant. They're doing something evil. It doesn't matter if they think they're doing good. Every evil force in the history of the world thinks they're doing good.
For those of you who don't know, Leah Thomas is a swimmer, used to compete in the men's division, got dominated, then identified as a woman, now competes with the women, and basically is winning everything. And people seem to care more about how he feels than the actual biological woman who's basically have been working their whole lives to achieve a dream, and then it gets taken away from them by a biological male. Why does everyone care about how he feels over their feelings? You want to care about the minority more than the majority of people. It doesn't make no sense. The whole thing is.
Members of the board, my name is Craig Schubert. I'm the mayor of this city. It has come to my attention that your educators are distributing essentially what is child pornography in the classroom. I've spoken to a judge this evening. He's already confirmed that. So I'm going to give you a simple choice. You either choose to resign from this Board of Education or you will be charged. Thank you.
Did you do the dishes?
Yeah.
Those still look dirty to me.
What are you gonna do about it?
What are you cooking?
What you asked for?
Is it gonna be good?
No, it's gonna be absolutely horrible.
Are you gonna do the dishes after?
Yes, I'm going to do the dishes after.
Good.
The top comment says, where do they sell these, bro?
And Nick for a second. He is 38 and he had the audacity to like me. Watch him. I'm a single father of 6 with one on the way. Miss, and they are my world. I sure would hope so, Nick. If you don't have what it takes to help me raise my kids, then move aside and let a real woman step up. Ah! If you want to spend time with me, you have to pay for my babysitter, must pay for my haircuts and beard trim, must have your own car, must have your own house, must be able to cook, clean, and be submissive. This is all because of Kevin Samuels and the idea of passport bros. Look what they have created, my friends. They have created fools that are Nick. These are the streets. This is a mess. And who the hell do we call goddamn Pennsylvania?
Wow, so she doesn't even realise he's obviously joking, making fun of all these single mothers that be on dating sites, and they say, oh yeah, I got 3 kids with 3 baby daddies, but I'm ready to settle down now. You must earn at least 6 figures, be 6'6", have a house and at least 2 cars. Oh yeah, and be willing to look after my 3 kids. It's like, no. These standards are too unrealistic. It's never going to happen. But yeah, that's who he's making fun of. And it's so obvious. I don't know how she didn't realise.
How many refugees has Poland taken?
0.
And you're proud of that?
If you're asking me about Muslim illegal immigration, none, not even one will come to Poland. Not even one if it's illegal. We took over 2 million Ukrainians who are working, who are peaceful in Poland. We will not receive even one Muslim because this is what we promised.
And Jean-Claude Juncker, the Commission President, says that you're racist. You sound proud of the fact that you haven't taken any refugees.
Of course, because this is what our people are expecting from our government. That's number one. This is why our government was elected. But this is why Poland is so safe. This is the reason why we have not even one terrorist attack. Look at the streets in Poland, and we can be called populists, nationalists, racists. I don't care. I care about my family and about my country.
Look at them just trying to say, oh, Juncker says you're a racist. What? That little EU president pushing their globalist agenda, getting backed by the media. That's not working, is it, this whole globalist agenda? Obviously not. And now, because he's not following their agenda, they're trying to say, oh yeah, well, you're racist. Well, the way I see it is this. He was elected by the people of Poland because they liked what he said he was going to do. So he's actually doing what he said he was going to do. That's what the people of his country that he was elected to serve want. So he's not doing anything wrong. Unlike most politicians in this day and age, what happens? They lie, get in power, and then they just sell out.
This is good, watch this.
Said the Democratic Party is comprised of racist white liberals.
That is correct.
Am I a racist white liberal?
Well, let's go back. And let's say, I will say this, that many people in the party are not aware of their own racism. Let's go back to an early part of this conversation where you said to me, are you concerned about the color in the White House? Why would you ask me that question?
Why?
Because you speak about black issues.
No, but why would you ask me that? But let's get to really the nucleus of this. Why did you ask me that question today?
Because I'm
why did you feel that I
in
needed
your
to be concerned about that?
Because you're bringing a whole group of young African-American leaders to the White House.
Okay, so this is something that I talk about often, is that in many ways, white liberals don't realize that you put on that, the racism and the conversations that we have.
So you're saying I'm a racist?
You haven't let me finish my statement. You keep cutting me off.
Go ahead.
Okay? The emphasis that you place is always on having a discussion about race. Okay? You guys are insistent on having a conversation about race and telling us that we should see, and implying that we should see race everywhere, and I don't agree with that.
Yep.
If you don't look at me according to the color of my skin, you would simply ask me how I thought that Trump was doing as a president. But instead, you try to drum up a conversation that's surrounded by race.